Happy 2022. We're in a brand new year. My name is JR. I'm with WazaMedia. And with a brand new year, it gives us a chance to reflect on what happened last year. And so in this video, we're going to talk about 5 PR disasters that I think were pretty noteworthy throughout the year. I'm not doing a ranking or anything of that sort. It's just 5 that really stuck out to me that made the headlines, made an impact on me, resonated in me, and I think we have got a couple lessons we can learn from some of these PR disasters that happened in the last year. So, number one, we're going to talk about Facebook. You may have remembered Facebook. We had a whistleblower named Frances Haugen. She came out providing documentation, some of the internal documents that were with Facebook, and these documents highlighted disillusionment with the spread of misinformation and calls to violence. She testified towards Congress, and she's also testified to the EU, the European Union, as well. So she's done testimony, and since these documents have been leaked or spread by her, um, Facebook has gone through a rebrand. If you've lived under a rock, here's the bottom line for you. They've turned into Meta. Meta is now the umbrella company, something similar to like what Google did. Alphabet is the parent company for Google. So Facebook has rebranded themselves after this incident. Frances Haugen has been quoted with a couple of things related to the rebrand and has commented on it. She says that Facebook should have a transparency plan for the metaverse before they start building all this stuff, because they've demonstrated with regard to Facebook they can hide behind a wall, they can keep making unforced errors, and they keep making things that prioritize their own profits over safety. Some of the other things that Haugen has talked about is that the futuristic virtual reality world could force people to give up more of their personal information, could be more addicting, and give the embattled company another monopoly in the online world. And so anything that comes with an insider of lots of documents that come out can be a PR crisis for any company. This is something pretty big, in my opinion, and has caused a lot of questions about privacy and what big tech is doing with our privacy. So that's number one on this list of 5. The second PR disaster from 2021 of note goes back into the corporate world. This time has to do with Better.com. Better.com is a mortgage company, and this CEO decided to fire about 900 employees over a Zoom call. Now, I've heard of people firing employees over the phone, through an email, through a text message, but not like this. I haven't heard CEOs or companies doing this until I saw this article come out. And the reactions towards this firing did not go well at all. Word of this got out really, really quickly. You may have seen, well, I have seen reactions of employees from Better.com filming it with their cell phones and then putting it out on social. And to find out that there were other things that the CEO has said. So it didn't look good for this company, for Better.com. Didn't look good for CEO Vishal Garg. Last month, which is December, he has taken some time off. I have seen some other videos of other corporations firing their employees through video calls and some through phone calls at large amounts, almost like a town hall style. And so I've been seeing a lot of lows on the internet the last couple of weeks. The big thing with the CEO is that he's gone on record, or there's record of him saying things that are not nice to employees. One of them has to do with an email, and in this article it has a quote, "You are too damn slow. You are a bunch of dumb dolphins. So stop it, stop it, stop it right now. You are embarrassing me." So emails have gone out from the company, gone to public about what's going on in the inside. This is probably related. This is definitely probably a huge sign of toxic culture, toxic corporate culture, and it has gone out to the public, which does not do well for the company. The third PR crisis that we're going to be talking about from the year 2021 is with Peloton. We're going to go into the exercise realm of things. This has to do with Peloton's treadmill crisis that happened, I think it's in the April timeframe, in which their Peloton Tread Plus. Now, if you didn't know that they also do treadmills, not only the bike. The bike is what the first thing that came up to mind, but they have other products. They have treadmills, they have an app subscription, lots of different things here. So this, what you see on screen is from the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission. This is a very viral thread talking about the safety of the Peloton Tread Plus. And I am not gonna play it because it's kind of triggering towards me as a parent with two children, and seeing this, you can probably insinuate what happens in this 53-second video. I am not gonna play it. You can go look at it and watch it on your own, but I am not gonna play it on this on this video. Um, the big thing, the PR crisis that came out of this is that while there is this video came out, the acknowledgement from Peloton was not what the public wanted them to do. There is this instance in which Peloton came out with a quote said that the product is safe when warnings and safety instructions. Sorry, let me say that again. The product is safe when warnings and safety instructions are followed. And while that was their response to a video like this, the public did not go well with that response. They were not. Yeah, it didn't resonate very well. Other responses, and I'll quote one of them, says companies and those representing them need to hold themselves accountable for their actions, their products and services, and the words they use. When it comes to managing a crisis or any campaign for that matter, honesty, clear communication, and action are more valuable than deflection. And I believe that to be true. Um, Even though something may not be your fault, looking into it and reassuring the public that your product is safe, I think is an important thing, especially when it comes to something with children. And if you have a product like this, you definitely at least want to take a look and do your own investigation just to ease the public's mind. Ease the public's mind, ensure safety. Safety is important. This next PR crisis is something that shouldn't have been a PR crisis at all, which I think is pretty funny. Which is why I'm putting this on this top 5 list. Not really a top list, but you know, of the ones that I thought were interesting from the year 2021. This has to do with football player Cristiano Ronaldo, um, and Coca-Cola. So he's at a, you can see from the images here, he's at a press conference. He has two bottles of Coca-Cola in front of him. He puts them to his side, and then he puts a water bottle in front of him. There has been tons of misinformation being put out saying that he was sponsored by Coca-Cola, and then he got into a dispute with them and decided to remove it off, so that way that him and Coca-Cola during the press conference, there is no affiliation. However, all of that is not true. Ronaldo is a pretty healthy guy, and he's very big on diet, and he prefers to drink water through it. However, this crisis came in due to disinformation that was being put on the internet, and that affected Coca-Cola. They lost about $4 million. Oh, sorry, $4 billion in value. Add three more zeros to that, and given another crisis, the internet decided to blame Ronaldo for that financial loss, when really it just wasn't him at all. He stuck to his values when it comes to health and fitness, and he just rather have water. And so this is the crisis that never should have happened at all. We're now at the fifth PR disaster that I want to highlight in the last in the last year, and we're going to the music industry. We're going to Travis Scott's response and how he dealt with the Astroworld Festival. This happened in the month of November in Houston, Texas. There was a music festival that he headlined there. There were 10 people that died during his music festival. The news is captured how he was. I think the word to say is how insensitive he was to the whole matter. And so his apology came out. The public was not very, didn't feel like it was very sincere. Immediate reactions to it were not very good, and it has affected him, not only through lawsuits and other brand deals. And so Nike has delayed a shoe that he was gonna be that they were gonna work with Travis Scott on, and there's also a drink, a spiked seltzer, that the company decided not to work with Travis Scott on. And so lawsuits, brand deals, um, unhappy customers. There was also a 9-year-old who died. He was the youngest victim out of the 10 that died. And Travis Scott also offered to pay for all the victims, but most of the families rejected the gesture. So he tried to make it right, but it didn't work out, and it didn't work in his favor. And so it's a huge. This one is the one that out of the five includes loss of life. Very very sensitive topic here, and did not do well for Travis Scott. So those were my 5 very notable PR crises from the 2021. Couple lessons learned that we can learn from here. If you've made a mistake, please acknowledge it and reassure the public that you're doing something about it. Number 2, another lesson we can find out is every email, every internal communications can be leaked to the public. And so it is very important in what you do and what you say that could be brought out in public or on the internet, which is mean to say that you should be authentic and empathetic and kind and generous all the time. Uh, so those reflections when you're not doing that and it gets out, it's really showing who you truly are. And lastly, being authentic, genuine, and truly sorry is something that the public can really find out BS. You need to be real in your apology, and you need to be timely about it. I hope we've learned some lessons from 2021. We already have a couple blunders already, and it's only the second week of January, where it's just amazing. We really haven't learned already, and we've got some crazy stuff going on. And so we'll see how the rest of this year pans out. I already have one or two notable PR disasters that are going on already, and we'll probably do this at the end of the year. If there's so many, maybe we can do a mid-year one. But if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.